Thank you, God, for your great love. We thank you, God, for the good gift of community. We thank you, God, for our community. We love our community. We love Jacksonville, from its natural beauty to its excellent university, and most of all, its wonderful people. We pause, oh God, to acknowledge that leadership is entrusted to us by you. We pray that you would guide all of our leaders, our mayor, our council people, everyone in leadership, that the decisions they make and the resources that they invest and spend would make Jacksonville a better place for all people, and that it would glorify you. We offer this prayer in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Ms. Laster, you're in charge of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, we have a group of kids here from the Boys and Girls Club, and their director is Ms. Priscilla Boykin, and we really appreciate you bringing them to do the pledge. And we have Lakira, Jalen, and Aaliyah, and Jamar.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to lead the pledge. You have to turn around.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, the roll call.
Councilmember A.
Here.
Councilmember Wilson,
Here.
Councilmember Newell,
Here.
Councilmember Laster,
Here.
Councilmember Emery.
Here.
All right, do we have any proclamations or recognition this week? Okay, with that not being any, then we'll go into our work session. Acceptance of minutes. Anybody have any changes or anything on the minutes?
Nothing I saw.
Okay. All right, you want to lead the discussion on the retired city administrator discussion?
Oh, yes. Depending on what we're talking about. Ms. Grant, I just know that in my experiences through all the things that I've been through, when you have somebody that has knowledge and everything and you need to consult them at various times, she asked about being able to take her laptop with her so that she could refer to things of information that I may need assistance on. And that's basically what it is, in case I need some information. Not that we don't have people here that can handle the normal operation, but things that she did or handled that we need to refer to when it's, well, Ms. Grant took care of that. Well, I need to be able to talk to Ms. Grant to see exactly what it was. So we're doing a resolution tonight to allow her to keep that for a year so that she will have not a year, excuse me. I believe it was 6 months.
About 6 months.
So that we can refer to anything, especially things that were still ongoing when she retired.
I read through the agreement. I think it's appropriate. I think as much as you mentioned this, you try to have positions irrespective of the person, and in this case, there's no way you can efficiently transfer knowledge in a time frame or just in a capacity that would allow for continuity of business and service. And so I think the contract spells out exactly what she would be doing, and I think it's appropriate. It's not out of the norm. It's very common in business and nonprofits and NGOs. I mean, I've seen it happen in a lot of places.
My point from all the years I've been around, usually when somebody leaves, they leave. And Bert's a special person, so I understand that. I think as long as everybody understands that she's gonna be the help to you, and not anybody else around here can call upon her unless you give directive for her to talk to. I think it's very important, like I said, not trying to be ugly about it, and like I said, I love Bert, but at the same point in time, business is business, and sometimes when you walk out, that's the end of it, but.
Oh, yeah, it's like when a quarterback gets injured in a game, the second man's gotta go in, he's gotta,
He gotta learn it and do it
Yeah.
and whatever. And I don't want it to ever become anything that's a reflection upon the staff we got now that they're not. And you said that, but I just want to reiterate that if this is gonna be done, it needs to be that, everybody understands they're as valuable and,
well, I'll give you an example. When I left the HSAA, I wasn't able to take all the information that I had in the files that I had. And I'd get called about questions about things, or things that I did, and I couldn't refer to them. Well, you gotta send me that file. And I'd have been a much more value of assistance to them
had you had it.
had I had it.
I'm good with it since it's Bert and it's a short period of time. Because she was very valuable, staying the length of time you needed her for you to get your feet real wet. And, I'm okay if everybody else is good with it.
And let me say this, I'm thankful for her giving us the opportunity to do that, because like you said, she could have said, I'm out of here, don't call me. That's yours now. But that's not the type of person that she was, or is.
Any more comments?
Just shows the type of person she is. She's willing,
Yeah.
still willing to help us, so no issues here.
No, she's pretty hard-headed to put up with it. You know? You gotta give her credit there, so. All right. We'll leave it as it is. Eastwood Storm Shelter. Josh, you got anything you wanna say about the fence or anything?
I will say, I should, I think I did get some surprises for the fence
Yeah.
to y'all. And, since we know, y'all decide to do with the fence that we're in Eastwood, so that we won't have any more vandalism.
All right, here's my one thought, for whatever it's worth, my expertise about a fence. When they put the gates up and everything, can we make sure they would be at locations, because you're putting those big double wides where they can, like, if we start tearing out the roof or something, they will have access to where they can get the trucks in there to pull the stuff out?
Yeah.
I mean, key locations on, hard road or whatever, not just through the yard or something?
Yeah, you got to have one in the front door, and then you got one at the back entrance back there where everybody usually goes in. You
Okay.
have to bring the car back there.
That was the only thing I thought about the other day when I rode by there. I thought, if we can get some money and start tearing that roof off, they'll need access to get in there. But the, is it now, when here's $18,000? And how high was that fence? It's not on
I
there?
don't think
Yeah,
you've
it's
seen
on there, but
It's
it's
on
on
there.
18,009.
It was 6 foot high with 3 strand barbed wire at the top,
How much was it?
9,000.
Ooh, just save money, okay. You got any questions about the money, about? We've been, huh?
It's needed.
Yeah, we've been fortunate that nothing has happened up there.
Yeah.
Kinda weird late in the afternoon when we walk in there sometimes, so it's good. Thank you, John.
9,300.
93. I don't know why I came up with 18,000.
Do it twice.
We're gonna have two fences around that thing, yeah. All right. Vacant property discussion. Now, who's gonna bring that up?
Bobby Josh.
Well, that's what I thought.
You may talk about that.
Yeah, you had any comments about that?
We did have a meeting here a while back with the, people that is over this vacant property.
Yeah.
My understanding, there's no cost to the city to look into this. They would find the properties, make sure the property registered, and there'd be a registration fee each year, for those properties. any illegal properties, and also any property that's just left vacant, nothing's being done with it.
Well, it seems to me, sitting through there, they've got a good system and they can have the access to get more information faster and better than us having Richard or somebody go dig all that stuff up. So I was impressed with that system. Of course, then it becomes enforcement. Chief,
I think
that's gonna be we'll be able to get the information, but now we're gonna have to make sure, or at least start working on a plan of how we're going to do the plan.
And I liked what Richard's recommendation was about running it through the municipal court to issue a summons or a warrant, and just so that it's just not a citation, it's a court ordered. And a few of those other pieces that I don't know if they've been determined or not, but if it is a business entity that owns the property, what that would look like.
I know you brought this up a year or so ago.
About 3, 4, 5 years ago. Yeah, right as I got on.
So about the empty buildings, and now we're finally getting some teeth into this.
Well, properties, one thing, and residential is one, business is another. But-
Business needs to be.
We were looking at both residential and business though, weren't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
but with the emphasis on business.
Yeah.
Yeah, both have merit,
Yeah,
but an empty business that is not being worked on, has no filed plans, is just sitting continuously empty is.
Well, in some of these houses, I went by 2 houses today that the grass is tall. And I know he's
Not
limited
mine.
on what he can, but not mine either, thank goodness. But, we need to see how cheap how we can get some help or whatever, because this was on 7th Street. And, it's pitiful. And, and this will be a learning process, what we can get, what we can do and everything, but we need to emphasize getting part of this stuff cleaned up. Anything else anyone has?
Yeah, I think so too, is, like, as the summer goes, higher grass, snake, pests, things like that, and also too, the safety aspect of it, is somebody not going into a abandoned building or residence, so.
I could get lost in that as short as I am,
I think a major factor too is it's a no cost to us.
Yeah, they're identifying, and then it's up to us to do what we want to do with it. But I think enforcing that, kind of a separate matter though, as far as the maintenance of an occupied property. I mean, I know of one situation where there was a person who lived there, just did not have the physical means to be able to take care of it, and was shut in.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what the yard looked like, and so I think that's where I've always appreciated the discretion that code enforcement uses to really understand the situation and know it's not just someone who doesn't care or doesn't, is sticking their nose up to say, well, there's an ordinance that says I got to keep the grass cut. So I think sometimes that discretion is necessary, and I got a lawnmower, I'll cut grass if it needs to be, but if there's a situation, I'm glad that we're not just tape measures out. That's the grass is up so high, and there's situations, and everybody that lives in those homes have different means.
Well, that's the human element and taking care of our brothers and sisters.
Correct.
So I agree with you 100%. Anything else? We're good?
Well, the highlighted things she was saying, are y'all gonna use the same dollar figures for registration? 200, I think it was for residential, and 400 for a business.
I was good with it. I don't know how they feel. How you feel, Larry?
Yeah.
You good?
So we'll add in, I guess,
The amounts.
taking it to the court, Richard?
Versus a citation,
Taking it
yes.
to the court.
Not the magistrate as opposed to issuing these citations in the yard. Let the magistrate review it and issue a summons. It'll be a summons. They're not gonna issue arrest warrants or stuff like that. And that's just when you reach that point in the enforcement stage. You're gonna be issuing other notices and giving these people a heads up and an opportunity to come and talk to the council or come in and meet with the code enforcement people. So,
Who is gonna be the official?
Yeah, that designated
Person.
municipal official is what, do we have to determine, or is that defined in a?
What-
How does that need to be handled, Richard?
I would imagine that's gonna be code enforcement. Sure.
It's not a definition, so,
It says the code enforcement officer or any officer with APOST certification.
Post, yeah.
Who would that be within the city?
That would be any
All
police officer.
officers.
Now, the APOST is law enforcement.
But I think that's what would be coming out from an enforcement, that we were rewording this to go before the go before the court, and go to the magistrate, right?
Right, that's who would probably walk
Or
up
some.
numbers. It's gonna be your code enforcement officer or department. Pardon me.
okay. Yeah, that's
Is
fine.
it-
Building, to some extent, building.
If everybody's comfortable with what we're doing, where we're going, the cost, and that procedural thing will be code enforcement.
And y'all looked at the service agreement that we would sign with Muni Reg, I guess.
You got the agreement. Being that said, let's go to E, Calhoun County Home Consortium Agreement Discussion. Josh, you wanna have a recommendation that?
I do recommend that we continue with that service. We have not been able to do any houses the past couple of years, but we're still looking at property. And hoping we can work together with Calhoun County and maybe get another Habitat house here.
Okay.
They are
Any
definitely-
questions?
They're definitely, Habitat is definitely looking for places here in Jacksonville in particular, put another Habitat home.
I'll need to do a resolution, and so we'll put it on the next
Next
agenda.
All right, and now comes the best part of the evening. We have our illustrious police chief talking about our Bearcat.
Yes, sir.
Chief, it's yours.
So good evening. So most of you, I gave everybody a copy of these documents that I'm referring to. So a couple of years ago, Senator Britt gave us the opportunity to apply for some funding through appropriations through her office. And we were awarded that and put on the list. However, the first year the federal government didn't pass a budget, so there were no appropriations that were passed out. So in this FY26 budget, they did approve the budget and the appropriations. So we were given $287,000 to fund law enforcement public safety equipment upgrades. And in that, when we applied for to obtain a Bearcat. So if you don't know what a Bearcat is, it's basically an armored vehicle to carry law enforcement officers from point A to point B, or provide a safe haven for them if we're in an active shooting situation, a barricaded subject situation. It helps transport people from point A to point B. So when we first applied for this, of course, that $287,000 was much, much closer to what the actual cost was. I think there was about a $5,000 delta then that we would have had to put in. But since then, prices have went up, and I've given you two different bills on what they look like, the G2 Pro and the G3 Pro. And so I've taken and subtracted that $287 from the total price on both of them. And then below that, you can see what the city's portion would be. Today was merely me wanting to bring it to your attention that that process is happening. We should be getting the paperwork to fill out that to receive that money from through the COPS office, through the federal government to get that $287,000. But we're not allowed to do any purchasing or anything like that until we've completed that process. And then also on the last page, there's just a sole source letter from the company that we've gotten these quotes from, just saying that we don't have to bid it or anything like that. And they're, on top of that, they are a GSA contract holder to where you can purchase under that GSA contract.
Chief, I got a question. What's the difference in the vehicles on the G2 versus the G3?
So the G2 has a on the axle is a dually back end, and the G3 is a single axle vehicle on the back end. One's made for all terrain, and one's made to basically stay on the pavement and the difference in getting stuck and not getting stuck.
All right, so in your and Chief Oden's professional opinion of driving these things, which way would you go? Is it worth?
The G3 is what
Shut it
most people have around here. It's just, you know, in these situations, you never know when you're trying to get to the backside of a house. If it's, you know, years ago when we had the situation in Weaver where we had to stand off out there was a water main busted in the front yard. So front yard went from being a very stable platform to a very muddy mud hole. And because of the vehicle that Oxford had that had the 4-wheel drive in it, was that G3, we were able to still maneuver and get out of that muddy area. So I think the G3 would be appropriate. It also comes with run flat wheels, and so somebody tries to shoot out a tire or something, you can still operate until you get to a safe haven and need to change it, but it would still be able to function.
All right, troops, anybody have any questions or comments?
That's one of those situations you don't know you need it until you need it, right?
Correct, yes, sir. And we're on the north end of the county, and we've been able to call our partners on the south end, and they'll come when needed. But just as I said, sometimes that takes time, and I think having this in the combined space in the north end of the county, we can return a favor to other agencies that have come to help us. You never know when those situations arise, and I think from our standpoint, we'd much rather have the equipment to where we can go and get it and be able to respond, because we do know that time matters in a time when you're responding and need that equipment to be able to help save lives and get people out if need be.
This would be a new vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right, any more questions?
Correctly, this isn't in the budget, so we'd have to allocate for this, correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
The excess,
Right.
Scott, you see any issues?
No.
Okay.
We've got several areas we could pull it from if the council chooses to go with it.
Since it's a vehicle, does the gas tax count? Okay, it's kind of a limited.
Is it diesel or
funding.
gas?
It's diesel.
Diesel. Being a vehicle, does that gas tax account come into play?
Good try.
It's so limited on what you can spend it on. It'll take gas.
Mostly roads and bridges.
I mean, I guess it kind of goes back to the same situation with the storm shelter. We can give them money, and $287,000 here is a pretty good change to turn down to get something that y'all feel like y'all need. So.
Yes, sir.
What would be the turnaround if you?
When I talked to them 2 weeks ago, it was about 18 months. And so they just switched over to new plasma cutters and stuff like that. So it'd take about 6 weeks for them to get up on that. And they're hoping once they get this new equipment up and running, that turnaround time would turn around to about 11 to 12 months. So, but right now, as of 2 weeks ago, it's about 18 months from the time you order it.
So with that kind of turnaround,
That might be next fiscal
put
year.
it in next year's budget.
Well, if everything goes according to plan too, hopefully we'll have a surplus in the budget. That'll help roll over soon that 9 months too, so.
Split between fiscal years or something.
And then just asking, is there anything else that we could use that 287 on?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, since that's what they approved when the actual,
For that.
sir.
It's allotted just for this?
Yes, sir. That's what we put in the request when we were initially requested.
Do we have to go get it, or are they gonna deliver it?
They'll deliver it.
Maybe check the change, go get it. All right, anything else?
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, under other business, Chief Barton, don't you have a minute on the floor?
Yes, sir, I do. You can rest easy since Chief Woods already asked for the money. I won't ask for any of that tonight.
Come on, man.
I didn't dress up just for y'all. The Board of Trustees is meeting this week, so it worked out great. I didn't have to do it 2 different days. So. But as always, it's good to be with you. Thanks for allowing me a moment to speak. What I did want to bring to your attention tonight is coming up in May, Jack State will be hosting the grand opening for the Randy Owen Center, which is Church Avenue and about 2nd Street there. And in that process, it's a 3-day event that'll go on the 26th, 27th, and 28th with different activities occurring on each day. Chief Wood and I have looked at it and talked about it a little bit, and with the different activities happening and people crossing the road, and they'll have some buses and 18-wheelers parked in that area. We'd like to consider temporarily closing Church Avenue at certain times on those 3 days. Won't necessarily be the whole time. I don't have the final schedule yet, but wanted to bring that to your attention, get your thoughts on it as Chief Wood and I work with the organizers of the event to make sure it's a safe and secure area and enjoyable for everybody as well.
How far are you talking about closing Church Avenue?
So it'd be from the top of the hill
Okay.
there at Roebuck Waters down to the bottom, just in that section.
That's easy.
Right around Second.
That's right. Just down to 2nd, just in that stretch. So it would just be a slight detour around that. Much like what we had during the construction. If you recall, during the early construction, they had to replace that pipe across the road. So using that same layout that we used before, we would.
What about, is it called Roebuck that goes where the old alumni house was?
It is, Roebuck Waters. We think we'll be able to allow part of Roebuck Waters to stay open. But again, until we see the layout of the buses and the trucks that'll be coming, I can't speak for certain. But we think that can still be a way that folks can come and go to the venue and get on Church Avenue, at least to come back this direction from there. Come back south on Church is what we're hoping for.
So you're saying they'll be busing a lot of people in?
So the artists that'll be coming will have buses that they'll actually be setting up there, for them to work from, and then they'll also have buses or shuttles set up, moving people from the library parking lot down the hill. And so just to keep that amount of people that'll be moving back and forth safe, this event's a little different than the regular events that they'll have there on a routine basis, just because it's a larger 3-day event and the grand opening. So that was what makes it different.
Just to be clear, you said not all day, but just portions of a day?
That's what we're anticipating.
So in other words, people that travel for work early in the mornings, they'd be able to get along Church, and then it'd close sometime after 8 o'clock or something like that?
That's what we're hoping for.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I would need a map of what's gonna be closed and a better idea of the closure times, if you could give me that, so that we can.
We will, or 6 weeks.
Put it on the
That's right.
do a resolution to close
Okay.
the road.
Okay. Yep. Be glad to do that.
I would just ask that everybody publicize the times and the dates.
Once
That
we
way, last time we closed it down, it worked all right. I never
Yeah.
did.
Once we
I don't
get the
know if y'all heard
resolution done up, then Ben can put something out on social
Yeah.
media and we can put it
I
on the
think
website.
usually we gotta get the word out.
We will. We'll be glad to work with our media folks, with Mr. Nunley, and make sure that we have a consistent message. Yep.
All right, any more questions for Chief Bart?
All right. Well, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Or you got something else?
Go ahead.
Take one and pass it around if you will. We've been talking about a grant writer, and we had a interview / meeting Friday with someone that Andy probably knows well.
Very well.
Pamela Johnson, who has a great background, very pleasant lady, and knowledgeable in this area, and is very interested in helping us out. This is something that she would look forward to. Gail, the farmer this year, she sat in on that as well. And Gail has, helped with a lot of grant opportunities as well. But what we're wanting to do is put this under a contract And I think we've talked about it a little before, and we're looking at something like a $40,000 base salary, and then go up to a maximum of, say, $100,000 with incentives with a percentage of, say, 5% on matching grants and 10% on non-matching grants until she reaches that threshold of 100,000. And then that's it. That's all the incentive that we will obligate to her. And that would not be part of the grant. That would be money that we would have to have budgeted. In other words, we'd have to budget $100,000 for this contract, but depending on the grants that we get. And in my opinion, the grants that we get would pay for this position possibly 10 times. This is something that if we're good with it, we can work out the contract details with her. So we could get started on this.
This would not be any tenure type position or anything else. It would be like trial period for you gotta go for a year.
We'd go for a year.
Go for a year and then revisit and see where she thinks she is and where we think she is.
Yes, it'd be a very similar contract to what we do with Tim Smith.
Mark, I have a question. Let's say early, maybe not early on, midway, we get to that 100. Can it be renegotiated at that point? Or are we gonna go the rest of the year? You know what I'm saying? No initiative there.
We could renegotiate the renewal of the contract, but for that contract period, that would be, but contracts like anything can always be renegotiated.
It's gonna be a terms.
So, I mean, if she's getting us $200 million worth of grants, with no matches on it, I'd definitely be glad to renegotiate that with her.
Just as a little example, what he just got for $287,000 with matching funds that the city has to pay, at 5%, she'd get over $14,000 for the grant that he got. For who?
For who, yeah. And that, I think that was the question I brought at the last discussion is, are all grants then run through, or, you know, what does the collaborative look like if, no, yeah. I'm starting to see a personnel conversation of, well, I'm not gonna pursue this grant. If they wanna pursue it, that's up to them, but if I pursue it, cause I'm not getting, well, I mean.
And before.
I would hope that wouldn't happen. So I guess I'm trying to say
Before though,
that.
when we had Patricia, Patricia's gonna do the grants. She was supposed to be the designated grant person, and you would think that this person would be.
I didn't get any inclination from meeting with her, of course, you know her well too, that she would do that, like, okay, I've made my $100,000.
No, not her character at all.
And of course, that would be negotiation of the contract and renewing it.
Yeah.
I'm just getting an example of what she would have made off the grant that Marcus was able to get.
And
I
also
would
to,
want, I'm sorry.
like due to like prioritizing the grants, you know, like just say everyone here has a wish list and like, hey, can you do this? So will you be like, how will we prioritize what we, like our workload?
I think a lot of that's going to come from our committee reports that we get and the goals and our outlook. Our 5-year plan will address a lot of grants, but there are a lot of grants that just become available that may not be something that we had on radar on, but it's something that would be great for us. So, I mean, I just want to take advantage of every opportunity that we can get.
I think if you got her to do the job, you let her do the job. She can manage things that are brought to her, because she'll know what grants are out there, or what grants, the timetable is not right. And then she'd have the ability to pick up if something that falls out of the sky, oh, here's a new grant from DC, and she can go, so I think, and she meets the requirements and had a good interview, and Andy knows her, and then I put my trust in her. That she can handle the job and manage the job. Because you don't want to get to where we're starting to micromanage, and you don't want to dump something else on the mayor all the time. Hey, we gotta have this one now, instead of somebody else. You know, she needs to be the manager of it, and if she's got a question, she can go to the mayor and say, hey.
Well, and you bring up a good point. Another great thing about having this person, you've got somebody to follow through with the grants. And she's got that capability as well.
Will she be working from City Hall?
Yes, plan is to have her in an office here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
So our files will stay here and she'll just work with
Correct.
them at City Hall?
And even though it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the office, as she said, on Mondays and Fridays and even Saturdays and Sundays, she could be working on grants, but she would be doing it from home or somewhere else rather than coming in here. But I think it's important to have her here for all of you, all of our employees, to have a chance to go in and talk with her when we need to. I mean, you can always pick up the phone, but the face-to-face is so much more important. Gail, did you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Well, there's several things that when you say grant writing, it's a process for state and federal grants, and the good example is ADEM. They have a grant that's open now, but you've got to have committee hearings, you might have to have a community hearing, there's statistics she'd have to gather, all of this kind of stuff. But the end nut is $500,000 to demolish dilapidated housing and eliminate urban blight. So I mean, there's a lot of steps to the grants. I've considered writing them, but when I started digging in, I said, oh, I am out. This is not my thing. But yeah, she's gonna have to take files home, of course, but most of it's gonna be computer-based and cloud-based. And the concern that I have is training everybody in the system so that they understand a deadline is a deadline is a deadline. If it's 12 o'clock, that's it. It's not 12:01. You know, she could put a ton of work and then get cut off at the knees because somebody didn't do their part on time. So there's going to have to be a system developed inside the organism of City Hall to make it so that she has that availability. I think she'd be excellent, because there's stuff out there now that she could be writing. And it's going to take 3, 4, 6 months to fulfill on some of this stuff. There might be some shorter stuff, but in kind doesn't have to be cash. In kind could be, we've got the bulldozers and the backhoes, and we're going to do the grading and provide all the rock and all this kind of stuff, and that counts as in kind.
That kind of like the county commissioners back there, they got
Right.
bulldozers and stuff. We can get our hands on.
We're hiding.
I noticed y'all were hiding. I just now noticed y'all sitting
I
back
got you,
there
I got my eye back there.
in the back row. Another thing on that though too is with her administrative experience, she'll get it organized the way that it needs to be. And Sherry said, Sherry, you got anything you'd like to add?
I think Gail did a wonderful job describing. It was wonderful. She's really, really good, very professional. I have a lot of confidence in her. Yes. I think she'll work.
Definitely needed.
Yes, I think she'll work really hard for us.
With that being said, I think we go with it.
Well, that'd be something that we would need to add to the agenda, correct? Or-
We've got to come up with a contract of how we
Do it
want
next
her to do that.
So
Will
we
there
can do
be
tonight, we
anything?
can just authorize to enter into contract negotiations and present.
Oh, I didn't
For
have that
approval.
on there. You want me to add that tonight?
I think that would be good.
I think the sooner we get going, better chance we got some cash.
Okay.
If you can-
Structurally, just putting a hard ceiling on the compensation
create a potential long-term risk where, I don't really know much about what grants are out there, but say she finds a $2 million grant that she can get, she can get every year, and gets that by February, you know, is that a risk, like, you know, just not having any more upside and downside if she's like really good at the job, you know, where like after February she gets that to that ceiling and then it's like kind of slow.
I think that goes back to what Joy said. Contracts can be negotiated.
Yeah. But it's just something to be careful of in the contract.
Yes.
All right, any other comments? Miss Patty, can you?
Are you, and you're negotiating with this one, this person is the only person you wanna?
Yes.
That one lady. All right, does anybody have any other comments, thoughts that we need to discuss during our work session? Well, we may have then.
Yes. We should have done that on the Eastwood Storm Shelter discussion.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You want to tackle this,
Okay.
Mr. President?
On our Eastwood Storm Shelter, we had a discussion, we met together, the mayor got some key individuals, and we went in there and talked, and we came up with a recommendation that since we are moving forward to getting the Eastwood School reworked, remodeled, that we still don't know how much money it's gonna cost us to build the storm shelter through the grant. And it's gonna change. I talked to one of the builders, and there's some more prices that are gonna change before they won't even turn the bids in yet. And so we talked about it, and the mayor and I have talked about this before, and then the group talked about it, that we could take the money eventually that we're gonna put into the storm shelter, put it into building the storm shelter in the school. Because we'll be able to, and part of that school right now, one builder told me 3 years ago, I guess, that it wouldn't be that hard, the way the roof line's made and the brick and mortar that's already in there, to put another inner circle to it, and it'd be a great storm shelter, and then we'd have another room. And another thing that, if you look at it this way, it won't be sitting right in front of the school. It won't block the view of the school and the historical value of the school. So it's kind of our recommendation for y'all to hear what we've got and what we see, that we just withdraw it, because it has to be finished by December 23rd, right, Josh?
Yes, sir.
All right, and we're not anywhere close to getting the numbers. And then if we run into problems with materials or anything, that could be a major problem with getting that built. And I think it would be more exciting to have the school with its own storm shelter, where the kids would be, where they could get to a storm shelter, not have to go outside and go back down the hill down there to get the storm shelter. So that would be another plus. So, comments?
That allows us to keep the facade of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And then the interior's just redesigned or reconfigured to meet that standard. Is that being built as, and I know we have a former EMA director in the room, but where it's a FEMA designated storm shelter, or is it a safer room?
Well, if we're doing it, would it not be a storm
Well, I think
slash?
it depends. I mean, I think that if can I get some time yielded?
It'll get a FEMA designation if you take FEMA money to build.
But if we're not taking
this may be just city money.
Well, then it wouldn't matter then. You could open it to whoever you wanted, there's no designation.
But we could designate it as
You
a.
would still want built to.
I think the standards have to be built to something. That's what I'm getting at.
Chief Barton, lay the knowledge on us.
So,
if I'm understanding correct, it wouldn't be FEMA money, right? It'd be city money, so you can do what you want with it. You can build it to the FEMA 360 standard, which is the actual certified tornado safe route. That's the safest way to go. Alabama did create some legislation a few years ago that allows for a safer place designation. And so that could be an option too that you looked at, to go and look at what the law says about that and see if that can work and that's suited. So you have two options that the law or FEMA regulation actually recognizes.
So we have two ways to go.
You could potentially have two ways to go, correct.
Yeah. And the bottom line is where we are now with the one that we've been working on for, y'all were working on it before I got here, well before I got here.
Yeah.
Many years.
How many, 9?
We risk, instead of getting the grant money to help us pay for it, we risk having to pay for the whole thing ourselves.
Yeah.
And so, like Terry said, I'd rather have it in whatever we do in that renovation than having something, because that's a beautiful landscape.
It is, yeah.
And just having that sitting out there.
It's not gonna fit.
Yes.
So what does it do to our timeline? Like, so if we don't lose the grant money because if we don't have it?
We send a letter withdrawing our request.
And that's December the 23rd, it has to be finished this year?
Yeah, it had to be finished by the 23rd of this year.
Like a CO issued by the 23rd.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Now, we are gonna be out, was it 27,000?
Yeah.
Josh, is that,
From
I remember.
It was,
architects
it was
and
20,
engineers.
27,000.
Yeah.
Well, that-
27,000?
It's about 50, 40.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, 40 something to 50, yes.
Where are the 27? Oh,
27's
That's
what
how
we've
much
been reimbursed so far, that's.
we've been reimbursed. We've got to pay that.
Pay that back plus the
We
other.
also had our portion of here, you know,
Right.
for services that are not really going to apply to putting it into school.
Well, if we're gonna pay 40,000 and we don't know how much more it would cost us on the back end after these subs and the builders get through adding to what's already there, it'll be a wash as far as I see.
And there, we probably would, and if we had the opportunity for other grants, I mean, because this was a FEMA grant, as I recall. You know, there'll be other grant opportunity at some point potentially that could be pursued with a grant writer that could offset some of this cost.
And selfishly, it may push us faster to get the school fixed, to have the storm shelter, safe room, and the activities for the young people up there. I mean, that's, like the ones that just came in here tonight, did the flag, they'll be up there playing basketball or whatever. Is everybody,
I get it.
well, I know we can't vote. I got that in my head, we can't vote. But is everybody comfortable moving forward that way? Because we'll have to,
Yes.
you'll have to, Brenda, you'll have to.
I'm Patty.
She's
I've been Patty for all these years.
Whomever you are tonight.
Peppermint?
He's gonna write that down so he'll remember.
Patty.
Patty.
Okay, Patty.
I was just making myself a note.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else?
I just want to say one thing. I thank you all for agreeing to move the work sessions down here, because this was a work session tonight. And I don't think that we were having these type work sessions
We were not.
when we were up there. So, I mean, this has been really good, and that's what a work session is supposed to be about.
All right. Anything else? Speak now for hold your peace. 5-minute break, and we'll go into our main meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. All right, adoption of our agenda. We don't have any changes tonight, do we?
We were gonna
Yeah,
add
we just
something.
added one.
Oh, that
Good
one.
negotiation.
Okay.
That one, she's got it.
Item 19A, consider action to authorize the mayor to begin negotiations with Pamela Johnson for a grant writer contract.
Now, since there's no other adjustments to the agenda, I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 9, please, ma'am. Public comments. Does anyone have any comments about any agenda item? If so, you need to come forward, sign the sheet with your name and address, and have the opportunity to speak. Being that there is no one coming forward, we will move on. All right, number 10, please, ma'am.
Consider action to suspend the rules for immediate consideration of ordinance number O-679-26, amending section 2-58, 2-60, and 2-62 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jacksonville, Alabama.
I need a motion.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Need a roll call vote, please, ma'am.
Councilmember A. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Laster?
Yes.
Councilmember M. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes. That carries unanimously. All right, number 11.
Consideration of ordinance number O-679-26, amending sections 2-58, 2-60, and 2-62 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Jacksonville, Alabama.
All right, I need a motion, please.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember A. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Laster?
Yes.
Councilmember M. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes, ma'am. All right, number 12.
Consideration of resolution number R-2303-26, authorizing East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission, EARDC, to act on behalf of the City of Jacksonville in preparation and submission of grant applications and associated procurement activities for 2026 to 2029.
I need a motion, please.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. Number 13.
Consideration of resolution number R-2304-26 regarding a lease purchase agreement for the purpose of financing a sewer cleaner truck.
Need a motion.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
A discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 14.
Consideration of resolution number R-2305-26, authorizing temporary access to city computer equipment and city email account by retired city administrator Albertha Grant.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Number 15, please, ma'am.
Consideration of resolution number R-2306-26 regarding municipal water pollution prevention, MWPP program.
Motion, please.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just know I got smart when I was reading it. There's a lot of math in it.
All right, all in
So
favor,
you're
say
a
aye.
genius now, right?
Aye.
Hey, you gonna vote?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 16.
Consider action to approve JPWP number 26-145, security fence around the Eastwood School per the attached.
I need a motion.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 17.
Consider action to authorize the mayor to sign the Professional Information Technology Services Agreement with Municipal Technology Services, LLC, per the attached.
Motion.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 18.
Consider action to authorize the mayor on behalf of the Waterworks Gas and Sewer Board to sign the 2026 Public Awareness Mailing Program Agreement with Intertech per the attached.
Motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries unanimously. Number 19.
Consider action to approve the new job description of custodial worker for the public safety complex per the attached.
All right, need a motion?
So moved.
Gary, can I
Oh.
say something here?
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted all of you to know, all we're doing, when we talked about this last time, the custodial worker was only for PARD, Park and Rec. So we are creating one now for public safety. It's all the same, the pay, everything, but we're moving one to public safety now. Okay?
So
Thank
is that
you
the
so
one that
much.
Chief we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Joy. All right, so I need a motion, a second. Discussion we had.
Who did
All
the
in
second?
favor?
Wait a minute, who did the second? 'Cause I only got the motion.
Who seconded?
Second, I'll second.
Okay.
We had discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 19A.
Consider action to authorize the mayor to begin negotiations with Pamela Johnson for a grant writer contract.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 20, please, ma'am.
Consider action to approve the fire department volunteer list per the attached.
All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries. All right, unanimously. Consider action, okay, number 21.
Consider action to approve the employment of the following: Dylan Avery Johnson, police officer, range 18, effective April 15th, 2026, due to the termination of Kyle Knight. William Ray Staggs, police officer, range 18, effective upon compliance with ordinance number 273 due to the pending promotion to police corporal. Matthew Raymond Craig, recreation and athletics coordinator, range 17, effective upon compliance with ordinance number 273 due to the resignation of Jay Wilson. And Porter Allen Stokes, full-time firefighter, range 9, effective upon compliance with ordinance number 273 due to the resignation of Blake Curry.
Need a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Hey, we have any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 22, please, ma'am.
Consider action to approve the probationary termination of the following: Kyle Knight, police officer, effective immediately.
Need a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 23, please, ma'am.
Consider action to approve the reclassification of the following: Nolan Michael Johnson, full-time firefighter EMT, range 11, effective April 15th, 2026, due to the resignation of Matthew Hicks. Mr. Johnson is currently a part-time firefighter EMT.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Any? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Unanimously approved. Number 24, please, ma'am.
Consider action to accept the resignation of the following: Kyle Seeger, police officer, effective April 7th, 2026.
No, okay, motion? Anybody make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
They're like, no.
All right, Andy made the motion.
I got it.
James. All right, any discussion about it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Number 25.
Consider action to approve the voluntary reclassification of the following: Dalton T. Fitch, from police corporal, range 20, to police officer, range 18, effective April 15th, 2026, due to the resignation of Kyle Seeger. Riley Woodruff, from public safety communications officer, range 12, to corrections officer. Range 9 due to the reclassification of Dorothy Thrasher.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in, no discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, 26 through 29.
Item 26, budget amendments. Item 27, purchases over $7,500. Item 28, disposition of surplus property. And item 29, boards and committees.
All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
I need, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, number 30 is public comments. If now's the time, if you have any comments or things that you would like to bring to the attention, now's your time to come up, sign your name and number, and address the council at this time.
My name's Steve Seawalk. I own 1700 7th Avenue Northeast. I was checking my property at the end of Laura Lane the other day and got about 10 feet into the property and was greeted by a pile of lawn debris. I spoke to a city official that assured me this would be taken care of. He knew who did it. But it's been about a week and it still hadn't been cleaned up. I'd like to, I've had this problem before with neighbors on the border of my property throwing lawn debris onto my area. And I had to get the county litter police to take care of it last time, but this is in the city limits. And I know there's ordinances about it, and I think they should be enforced. I think this lawn business should be required to clean up the mess that they made. I'd like to see a couple of no dumping signs put there so that we don't have this problem in the future. And the right-of-way between 1506 7th Avenue and 1600, same thing. People dumping lawn debris there, and it just looks trashy. And I think it should be cleaned up and the ordinances should be enforced. And I'd like to see some signs put up there also saying no dumping. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Seawalk.
Oh, I'm still waiting for Bama Lawn Masters to fix the mess they made back in last June that I told would be fixed, and it hasn't. Thank you.
Mr. Seawalk, the lawn debris, is it just not in bags? It's just
Dumped.
Grass cuttings.
grass cut? Okay.
Yes. And it just doesn't look good. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, since no one else is coming forward, Mayor, this is your report, sir.
Okay. Wednesday, I, along with Dr. Killingsworth and Keith Barrett and others, will be traveling to Montgomery for a 10 a.m. meeting for a certificate of need on a freestanding emergency room. This is just another step in the process, and we feel like that should go well. That once we get that approval, again, that's just another step in the process. So we just keep inching closer and closer to seeing that come to reality. I'd like to congratulate Coach Shannon O'Keefe and the Jack State bowling team on another national championship. We've had bowling for 3 years, and they've been in the finals all 3 years, won 2 of them, and lost 1 just barely. This Saturday, we have Take Pride in Jacksonville Day, meeting here at City Hall at 8 a.m. And Josh and them will be dividing people out across the community to take care of things, but also from 8 to noon at City Hall, we'll have shredding, recycling, and trash, and have free landfill day from 7:30 to 11:30 for city residents at our landfill. The library has a preschooler story time each Thursday in the month of April. It starts at 10 a.m. Also this Saturday from 9 to 3, they're having a spring book sale. So lots of new and used books for all ages, and most of the items will be for $1 or less. After you help beautify the city Saturday and then purchase some books to read, clean yourself up, and plan to attend the senior prom for ages 50 and over at the community center from 6 to 8. It's a free event. I know Sherry's going to be there to greet everybody.
I am.
I didn't know you were.
I'm just barely in the club though, just barely.
Okay.
Just barely.
Thursday, April 22nd at Ladiga Landing will be the Ladiga Liberty Tree celebration at noon.
Wait a minute, you said when?
Thursday, April the 22nd at Ladiga Landing. Then on Saturday, April the 25th at noon, Celebrate Trails Day will be held at the community center soccer fields. And then a big event that's coming that is very special to me. On Tuesday, April the 28th, Jacksonville High School will be hosting the District Special Olympics at the track. And that will be during school, and there'll be a lot of buses, and be a lot of people shuffling around along George Stout that day.
Mayor, would they need volunteers for that?
Yes. Contact Janice to help with that.
What time is that, on the 28th?
It's just all day.
It starts that morning.
Yeah,
and
it'll
goes
start
to the
that morning
afternoon.
and should be over with. I don't know,
Oh.
it could go till dark.
Oh, okay.
It could go till dark,
Okay.
depending on how quick they move. Those of you who've been to track meets, sometimes they move slow, sometimes quick.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, council remarks.
When I was out Friday enjoying the Calhoun County softball tournament that Jack State was hosting, got to see my niece make all tournaments. I'm very proud of her, but ultimately they didn't win the tournament, but she still made that all tournament team. But as I was out and about that evening, I saw there was a lot of commotion that kind of diverted me from the square as I was going to cookout. And I just want to say to all of the Jacksonville Police Department, the work that y'all did Friday night, I would say safely stopping a fleeing vehicle, but stopping a high-speed fleeing vehicle, going around the square. I know there's a business owner that's right here that's on the square where there's a lot of people that are pedestrians. There were a lot of out-of-town folks that were in Jacksonville, and that could have turned tragic quickly, but I know that I think just about every officer within this PJ was responding to that, if at all possible. And I know that there was probably a lot of things that lead up to that, and you know, I don't know what all goes into it, but y'all were able to do your job, calm under pressure, protecting people, and I mean, it's one of those, as I was out with my family, somebody could have crashed into us, and it could have been tragic for our family, but it could have been for anybody. So thank you to the police department. I know that sometimes things are very public that you do. That was very public. But there's also things that are done privately, and so thank you for serving and protecting.
Yeah, just quickly, Mayor, if I could, correction, that's the 23rd, not the 22nd, is the Ladiga Landing event.
Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome. Should be an exciting day. It's a county event, obviously. All of the municipalities in the county, as well as the county itself, have been working on that for quite a while, so I'm terribly excited about it, looking for a big turnout there. We've got several people invited. We're not sure if they're going to make it or not. I know some local leaders, some state leaders, some national leaders as well, and we should find out more about that, have the acknowledgement of their attendance hopefully tomorrow. But I would like to say something else too to the council as a whole. It's, you know, I mean, I'm new to this, obviously, and you hear all kinds of things, but I want to thank each and every one of you. There's something important, I hear it, I think, in Jacksonville. When I think, my desire for Jacksonville, I believe, I've always believed this because I grew up here and everything, and I always wanted to see it happen this way.
would be that when somebody thinks of Jacksonville, they think of Jacksonville State University. But the inverse of that is when they think of Jacksonville State University, I want them to think of Jacksonville, the city. I mean, we have so much here to be thankful for. We have so much to offer. And you guys work so well together, you know, among yourselves, but also with the administration at the university, with our administrator, our mayor, and I think that needs to be acknowledged. Y'all do a fantastic job, and it's great to be a part of a team, and it is truly a team, and I thank each one of you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Glad you're part of it.
Anything?
Thank you.
Anything?
Yes, I want to thank Amy Angel for hosting the spring fling at the Germania Springs. It was lots and lots of people there. Had so much fun. And also too, where were y'all at when we was planting the garden at JCOC? We needed some help. We needed some boots on the ground. But I was just taking the pictures.
You had your boots on the ground.
Yeah, I did have boots on the ground, but it was so, it's good. I mean, I grew up planning, doing all that, but I hadn't did it in many years, but it was very educational.
I got a tiller.
Lord.
You're so kind. All right, I have one thought process date. May the 2nd, there'll be a health fair out by the farmer's market. It'll be in the field by the pavilion. We've got 2 local doctors are going to put it on. They've invited other people. We're going to have the fire department there with the rescue ambulance, with a blood mobile. And the good part of this is for the men, the doctors at the urology place, they're going to take blood and give a free PSA test to anybody that comes. So it's a good way to get patients, but it's also a good way for people to get checked, because that number can sneak up on you and later in the age bite you on the rear end. So there are more people coming. Right now I think there'll be probably 7 to 10 different tents besides the bus and the ambulance. So should be a good day. It'll be from 9 to 12. And then Fair on the Square is from 9 to 3 that day as well. So farmer's market, you can get well and then go Fair on the Square and eat again. So,
or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa. So just you'll do that. Anything else? Any other business that we have tonight?
So you'll be able to give blood too? Give blood?
Yeah,
okay.
give blood and everything.
Okay.
Yours will probably be priceless. Madam Clerk, will you read our number 34, please?
Consider action to adjourn into an executive session under the provisions of the Code of Alabama, Section 36-25A, 7, to discuss matters of economic development.
All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
I need a roll call vote.
Councilmember A. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Newell?
Yes.
Councilmember Laster?
Yes.
Councilmember M. Green?
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson?
Yes. Passes unanimously. All right. We thank you. We won't be back. Thanks for everyone coming tonight. It's been a good night. We've accomplished so much, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Thank you.